everyone, welcome back to my channel, Mingby. My name is Mandy and I am a full-time reseller. Excuse my hair, I did just get back from the bins. Spoiler alert, it was definitely not worth my time. Bunch of really gross winter jackets, unfortunately. But the reason that you clicked on the video is for my what's sold. So I am going to go over today everything that's sold for the week of March 20th through the 26th. So this does include Memorial Day weekend. I was a little concerned that sales were going to be bad, but they ended up being not terrible. Mercari was a little bit slower than last week. Like I said, there's really not much I can do there other than, send offers to people that are liking my items. Poshmark, I did run my 40% off sale on things that I just don't care about anymore. So if you watched my last, I think it was my last What Sold video, I'm trying a new thing. Instead of doing closet clear out where you have to lower your price and then it stays that way, I would prefer to send offers to likers. Now that Poshmark doesn't make you put in the shipping discount. So my new thing I'm trying out, I think I tried it maybe like 2 weeks now. So this is going to be this Saturday. I'm doing it every Saturday, and then this will be the first one of the month. So I go through my likes on items, and that's how I filter it, by how many people have liked the item. So I have an idea of what I've already sent offers on, and I relist my items about every 30 days. So essentially, everything should start over like at the beginning of a month. Not everything will get caught when I relist it to start at the beginning of the month, just depending on when I listed it originally. But that's fine because Poshmark won't send out an offer if it's less than what you've already done. So anyways, this Saturday, I will go through and send 10% off offers. And then next week, Saturday will be 20% off. And then the following will be 30. And then the last Saturday of the month will be 40. And then I just keep doing that over and we'll see how that goes. eBay, I had a bunch of lowball offers. I did run a sale from Friday, I think it was Friday to Monday afternoon, 30% off certain items in my closet, in my store. Only one person ended up using that. Otherwise, I had just a whole bunch of lowball offers over there, so I'm not exactly sure what was going on. I did also upgrade my store. I did have the store where you got 1,000 listings. I was running into issues where at the end of the month, I was getting super close to going over that. And, some things I wouldn't list to eBay because I knew since I'm relisting, delisting, that I would get too close. So I just decided to go to the next one, which I wish they had one in between the two because it goes from 1,000 to 10,000. 5 would be okay, but regardless, I think that's a good idea just so that I can get everything over to eBay. Right now I don't. I think I have... Poshmark, I have close to 1,200 listings, and on eBay, I only have 700. I could kind of fluctuate over there and not go over the 1,000. So hopefully now that I can list everything, I'm going to go back, start pushing some of those through on eBay, and maybe that will help because I'm putting more listings out than I normally do. So now we'll take a look at my actual listings. Okay, so like I said, this is for the week of May 20th through the 26th. Starting on Mercari, 6 sales over there, which is kind of around normal, probably 6 to 10. $114.15 there. I get to keep all of that because there are no fees. Poshmark, this pretty much doubled from last week. 21 sales for $540. After fees, that left me with $427.15. And then on eBay, 9 total sales for $278. And after fees, that left me with $182.21. The swimsuit lot, I'm getting very close to paying that off. Will I make money? If I do, very little for the amount of work I had to put into that. If you haven't watched my unboxing of my micro bale of swimwear, go ahead and watch it. It was definitely a waste of money. And yeah, I'm gonna probably break even and make just a very little amount more. Same thing with the vintage lot. That is not moving very quickly, and today I'm going to actually go through all of it. Anything that has had zero interest, I am going to just pitch it because I don't have room for it. I am sick of looking at it. So that's going to be gone. Whatnot, I did not have time last week. This is for last week. Last week, I did not do any shows. I think I might try and get 1 or 2 in maybe this week yet, like Thursday, Friday. We'll see. So totals this week were $932.21. I do use an average cost of goods, which is currently around $3. So after my fees, shipping costs, and the average cost of goods, that left me with $615.51. Average sale price $25.89 with 36 items sold. So now we'll take a look at my actual listings. Starting with Poshmark, I picked these up from the bins. They're Y2K Massimo from Target. Anytime that I find these like heavier weight cargo pants that have that ripstop material, I always take a look at them just because that is a pretty sought after style right now. Judy Blue, one of my favorite brands to sell and wear. I have been finding quite a few shorts actually from them, which is great because we're in shorts season. These were a 2X and they sold for my full asking price of $30. Old Navy, one of my favorite brands to sell. This I picked up. Anything that you see with this gray background, I just painted the wall over there. When did I do that? 2 months ago. So everything that you see with that background, you know, is newer. These were kind of like a cargo style. They were like moisture wicking, water repellent, extra large. They did go for an offer of $23. I think I paid $3 for these. Adriana Papel, I've had this dress for a while, but these type of dresses I don't mind hanging on to as long as I didn't pay like a whole bunch for them. I'm guessing I probably paid either $1.99 or $3.99 because I would have gotten a clearance at Goodwill. These style of dresses I like to pick up. I was just looking at what I wrote in my description. I'm surprised I didn't put in there mother of the for mother of the bride or mother of the groom. That's kind of what this style of dress could be worn for. But you could also put in there like special occasion, black tie, bridal, formal wear, all of that was good. So this did go for an offer of $65. Cool, I have kind of slowed down on, which weirdly enough, I have sold 2 cool pieces this week. It just seems to sit for me a little bit, so I'm thinking maybe my pricing was a little high, but these did go for an offer of $20. Frame, I don't pick up this brand like hardly ever. I think these were either from the bins or a ThredUp box, and these did go for an offer of $38. Same thing with Joe's Jeans. I don't pick these up really even at the bins unless they were like new with tags and they have to be like a current style. These came in a Quick Lots box and they went for, I believe, an offer of $28. Pink Lily, I wanted to try this out. I do believe it's just like a boutique type brand. It had all the factors. It had the tiered skirt, the smocked top, and then the tie. It was a maxi length. Maybe midi. I think it was maxi. Solid color, so I thought I would give it a try knowing that I could send it to Plato's if no one bought it. I did pick this up at the bins. It took a little while to sell and only for $15. So I would maybe try the brand again, maybe something a little bit more substantial. I'm not sure. This came from the swimsuit lot. Like I said, I am making like very little on each piece that I'm selling. So tonight I think I'm actually going to do a silent show on Poshmark. If you've never done those before, you don't have to talk, you don't have to go in front of the camera. You just use listings that are currently in your closet, and I am going to mark down all the swimwear that I have from that bale in hopes to just kind of move some of it. I don't even care if I make like $4 on each thing because I'm just tired of looking at it. So I think I'm going to do that. This one went for an offer of $8. White House Black Market, another brand I'm fairly picky on. These were a newer style and new with tags. I think I probably paid like $4 maybe for these, and they did go for an offer of $22. A Perfect Circle, I will pick up band tees all day at the bins if I find them, just as long as they're in good condition. This did go for an offer of $15. Another pair of Old Navy pants. These were corduroy, high-waisted, and tall in a plus size, so I definitely thought that these would go. I think I sold maybe last week the same exact pair, but in orange. So these did go for an offer of $22. These Jeffrey Campbell boots I've had for over 2 years, and I don't really know why. I think they look really cool. They're like that crushed velvet, like mauve-ish color. I don't know. I finally lowered the price down to $30 and someone did pick these up. Torrid, I thought I would get a little bit more for this. For the brand Torrid, I am very selective. I pick up like swimwear, dresses, or collab pieces, like their costumes or something like that. This I picked up, I think, probably for $3. I thought about keeping it, but then I'm like, when am I going to the pool or the beach or whatever? So I ended up selling it for $23. These vintage Doc Martens I got at Goodwill. I did pay up $20, which I don't know that I would do that again. They did flip quickly. They were a good size, a good style. So they did go for an offer. Well, I don't know. I think it maybe was an offer of 60. Tahari, another brand that I'm very selective. I will only pick up things by them pretty much at the bins, and they have to be like linen, silk, or cashmere. That is the only thing I will pick up. Everything else just sits for me. Chico's, another brand that I'm very selective on. These I knew would go right away because they're that slinky material. They were new with tags, a good size, like a pull-on pant. These sold, if not the very first day of listing, it was the next day for full price of $30. This came from that swimsuit lot, $9. For whatever reason, this brand, LC by Lauren Conrad, it comes from Kohl's, but I just can never leave it at the bins. I don't know what my obsession is with it, but I just can't. This was new with tags. I thought it was a decent style. It was only a small, so I did pick it up. I mean, I probably only paid like $1 something for it, but I'm not getting much back. So it did go for an offer of $12. These jeans I picked up on Style. I don't know if Angels is a brand that is still made anymore. This was pretty popular, probably like 2004 to 2008 maybe. Capris are coming back, and so is that big cuff at the bottom. So I figured these would be perfect. They were still new with tags. They had a sequin belt, and these would go for an offer of $20. Gap linen. This was new with tags, a boyfriend style shirt. I had sold this before on eBay. The girl had returned it. Due to fit, she said it was way too big, even though I had measurements. It said it was oversized. It's a boyfriend fit. Regardless, she sent it back. Someone else bought it. Athleta, another brand I'm pretty picky with. These I think I got at the bins. They were a capri length, so I wasn't sure how that was going to do, but they did go for an offer of $20. Glamorize, I'm not exactly sure if this is a good brand or not. We have a store in town that's pretty much like a pallet store. They do a lot of clothing. Well, they do a lot of everything, but a lot of their clothes are like Target, stuff you get at Costco, you know, like those tags that are from Sanctuary, Eddie Bauer, so it's like the lower end stuff. But they had like a whole pallet filled with bras and just other undergarments that were new, and it said, I think it was like buy one, get one. Yeah, I think it was buy one, get one, and everything was $3. So I was like, well, I gotta look in here because, I mean, $1.50 new with tags, like who knows what's gonna be in there. So I found a bunch of these. So I was looking for, you know, like sizes so I could put them in lots. I found a couple, and then I found a couple Spanx pieces. So this has definitely been paid for probably twice now. I think I have 2 more sets of these bras. Yeah, so this went for an offer of $22. I did have it at $35 originally, but I'm just trying to move them now at this point. Lane Bryant, another brand that I don't pick everything up from. This I got at the bins for a style pickup. It's kind of like that witchy velvet look where it has like the raised velvet. It's a moody floral plus size. I thought this would go on Depop, but it went on Mercari for an offer of $17. American Eagle, I seem to be a broken record here, but another brand that is very selective on what I get. Normally I'm looking for pieces that are the right style and size. This was just kind of, you know, like that mixed print kimono look. So I did pick this up at the bins. It went for an offer of $15. Another pair of Judy blue shorts. These were pull-on, size large. This went for my full asking price of $28. Thread and Supply, I've seen this brand a couple different times. I think maybe TJ Maxx sells it. I'm not exactly sure. I thought I would give these a try. They had a lot going for it. They were chambray, they were wide leg, they were high rise, they were cropped. So I thought they would go for a little bit more, but $12.15, I get to keep all of it. So I guess it's okay. Would I pick these up again? Probably not. Cut from the Cloth, another brand that seems to be one of my best performing brands all of a sudden, like probably in the last 3 months. These I picked up at the bins and they sold, this is that background, so I think these sold in like 2 weeks for $20. Now into eBay. This robe I've had for probably 2 years. It came in a thread-up box, like a fun box or something. Yeah, this one went, This one did go for an offer of only $15. Like I said, I've had it forever, so I was happy to see that go. Earth Origins, I've never heard of this brand before, but I found 2 pairs at Goodwill on clearance. They looked brand new, good size. I sold the other pair a couple weeks ago, and then this one did go for an offer of $24. This is the other cool piece. I paid up for this, probably like $8, just because it was like a, spring type coat. It was plus size, extra, extra large. You don't see that very often for women's cool jackets, and this did go for an offer of $42.01. Banana Republic, this came in my Help See Source box of the menswear. I wasn't anticipating this selling like at all, and surprisingly it did go for my full asking price of $16. Janie and Jack, I don't know much about this brand. I believe it's similar to like Hannah Anderson, so it's like a little bit upscale, I guess you could say, for kids' clothes. I got this there's somebody from eBay that I've bought from a couple times now, like mystery boxes, you could say. They buy what I'm thinking. I don't know if it's a warehouse or if it's just an individual person, but they get a bunch of stuff from Nordstrom. So they had a hat, I believe it was only hats, and it was going to be $25 shipped, and there's 25 items in there. I think it was 25. 20 or 25. It was either 20 or 25 items that were going to be in there, and most of them were supposed to be new with tag, I believe. So I thought, hats sell fairly well for me, $1 a piece, that you can't beat it. So they sent it. They ended up sending more than what it was, so I think I'm at like 80 cents per hat. So this one here did go for an offer of $14. This is the first one to sell. So I mean, I've already paid for like half of that, so I just need like one more hat to sell and I'm good to go. Trina Turk is another brand that I don't really pick up often, pretty much only in swimwear. This did go for an offer of $23. Another Lauren Conrad dress. I picked this up at the bins, very lightweight, polka dot. This one went for an offer of only $14. So like I said, you're not making a lot, but for whatever reason, I just continuously pick it up. This was the only item to go on the 30% off sale. This Billie Eilish World Tour 2022 hoodie. It was super heavy. It was an extra, extra large. When I bought it, I think I paid $8, and I didn't notice there was a couple stains on it. I got some of them out, but some of them were still kind of on there. So this did go for an offer of $55, which I thought was fair. And then the last item, these Madewell shoes, I think they sold in like 2 days of listing. Slingbacks are really in right now. I picked these up at Goodwill for $5. I was surprised. I thought for sure they would have had them in the boutique section, but they didn't. And these did go for an offer of $32. Going into next week, I'm hoping to be a little bit more on top of whatnot. I've just been pretty busy, and it takes a while to get the items loaded into the shows, and then to have the show, you want to cut out some time for yourself so that you're ready to go, and depending on how many people are coming and going, how long your show is going to be. I want to say next week, but I don't know that that's going to happen. I do have the other rummage sale at my parents' house. That is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I will see if I can get some in maybe like Monday, Tuesday, because I also need to make sure that I have enough listings in my drafts for when I'm out of town. So my normal goal for myself is to release probably 6 to 8 completely brand new listings, like things that have never been put out before, and then I will relist, delist, or delist, relist, I always say that wrong, anywhere from 10 to 15 additional every single day. So that's Sunday through Sunday. There's not any time where I don't do that. I find that when I list every single day, I get really burnt out and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is boring to me. So normally on Sundays, I am working probably, I don't even know, probably like 8 a.m. to like 6:30. I do a lot of work on Sunday. That's when Goodwill changes their color. So I am definitely there in the morning to get the $1.99 items and then see what is newly half off. And then when I get home, the rest of the day is pretty much listing. So I try and get, potentially on how much inventory I currently have, like 40 listings in my draft every Sunday. So that way throughout the week, if Monday I don't feel like listing or I don't have anything to list, I have time to go thrift, get some items, get some inventory, work on some other things, and then maybe by Thursday, do another big chunk. That way, if I'm going to be out of town or, life is crazy, which it can be, I kind of have something to fall back on. So we'll see about the whatnot situation. That might have to just hold off a little bit maybe until after that rummage sale, depending on what the week looks like. So let me know how your sales are. Were they good over Memorial Day weekend, or did they kind of slow down? I just didn't really know what to think, if it was going to be busy or slow. I anticipated it to be slow just because I know a lot of people went out of town. You know, you're not really shopping for things when you're out with family or friends, but there are a lot of people that had to work and, you know, maybe did stay home and were shopping online. So let me know in the comments below how yours went. If you enjoy reseller content like this, I also do come thrift with me's, thrift hauls, unboxings, all of that. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button. I am working on a video with like my top, I'm not exactly sure how many I'm going to do yet, but my bread and butter brands. I know it's a little bit different for everyone, so I'm going to go over those. And then I will also, it'll probably be at least a month yet, I'm going to do my recap in a year of being a full-time reseller and, you know, what my thoughts are. Am I going to continue? Am I going to get a normal traditional job again? You know, what I would tell someone that told me, hey, I want to do this full-time. What do you think? So if any of that is interesting, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. And as always, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to give it a like. It really helps out the channel and I really appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!